Hello, my name is Earl Carter. I spent most of my life working as a photojournalist in the southern Appalachian region of the United States. For over 40 years, I covered the events, the people, and the places that are so dear to my heart, and I put them all together in my book, Appalachian Album. Although there are quite a few people in my book, there's one in particular I would like to tell you about now. The story of Janette Carter and how the Carter family fold came to be.
The Carter family fold is located in scenic Poor Valley, at the foot of Clinch Mountain, in southwest Virginia. Over the last 4 decades, it has become known worldwide. At the heart of the complex is the little country story that A.P. Carter operated after the breakup of the original Carter family band. It now houses the Carter Family Museum. The log cabin where A.P. Carter was born has been restored and relocated to the complex. It is also open to visitors. The main attraction is the music venue, built for the express purpose of having a place for the performance of old-time mountain music, like that of the Carter family. It's a typical Saturday night at the Carter Fold in Mesa Spring, Virginia. Folks have gathered here for over 50 years to enjoy traditional mountain music. But it probably wouldn't be here today if not for the promise Janette Carter made to her father as he lay dying. Janette Carter was the daughter of A.P. and Sarah Carter, who along with her sister-in-law, Maybelle, made up the original Carter family. They were a singing group that performed locally, mostly around the Mesa Spring area in southwest Virginia where they lived. In 1927, they saw an advertisement by the Victor Talking Machine Company, looking to record original songs. They packed up the children and made the trip to Bristol, Tennessee. There, over a 2-day period, they recorded several original songs. Those songs became instant hits and brought them recognition and fame. Their newfound celebrity allowed them to travel far from their little world of southwest Virginia to promote their music across the country. As a young girl, Janette traveled and often performed with her parents.
That well-known and better-loved family of radio, the Carter family. A.P., Sarah, Maybelle, Janette, Helen, June, and Anita. And it looks like we're on the sunny side. Keep on the sunny side, always on the sunny side.
Janette was just a teenager when A.P. and Sarah divorced, and the Carter family eventually broke up. Janette's mother moved to California with her new husband, while Janette stayed in Mesa Springs with A.P. and her brother, Joe, and sister, Gladys. Maybelle and her girls were carrying on the Carter family music legacy by touring around the country as Mother Maybelle and the Carter sisters. A.P. retired from the music business to run a small store in Mesa Springs. There were occasional recording sessions with A.P., Sarah, and Janette, but none of those ever achieved the level of success that the original Carter family had enjoyed. Janette's world was mostly Scott County, Virginia. She worked briefly at a spinning mill in Bristol. Janette was known as a pretty good cook, and worked at a Shoney's restaurant, and the school cafeteria in Hilton's, not far from her home. It wasn't until 1960, when her father lay dying, that something happened that would set the course for the rest of her life. Janette's daughter, Rita Forrester, explains.
My mom was Janette Carter, and she's the lady who founded the Carter Family Fold, the Carter Music Center. But Mom started music shows as a way of fulfilling a promise that she made to her dad, A.P., that she would see that his music lived on past his death. He died in 1960, and she waited until my brother and I had finished school and then started those music shows. And of course they quickly outgrew the little one-room building. When we first started, it was mostly family and friends who came, but that quickly changed, and now there are folks who come from all over the world. And in kind of the same way that I guess my granddad asked my mom to see that what he did lived on, she sort of let me know that she would like for me to do the same.
Well, I know she loved AP. I mean, she idolized him, and I guess, you know, with Sarah moving away, she loved her mother, but AP was the apple of her eye. I mean, of course, I was just, he died in 1960, and I was almost 4 years old when he died, so I don't remember. I remember bits and pieces, but like I say, I know she idolized him.
The death of her father was a great loss to Janette, but she had 2 children to raise, and life goes on. Her main focus was getting her children through school, but she never forgot that promise to her father. Janette began having small, informal gatherings at her father's little store building on weekends. As word got around about Janette's music sessions, larger crowds began showing up.
Oh, I'm thinking tonight of my blue eyes, who is sailing far over the sea. Oh, I'm thinking tonight of my blue eyes, and I wonder if he ever thinks of me. When the cold, cold grave shall enclose you, will you come here and shed just one tear, and say to the strangers around you, upper heart I have broken last year. Oh, I'm thinking tonight of my blue eyes, who is sailing far over the sea. Oh, I'm thinking tonight of him only, and I wonder if he ever thinks of me.
By the early 1970s, Janette's children had graduated from school, and she was able to devote more time to the weekly music sessions at the old store. The crowds had grown steadily, and were getting too large for the little store. Janette thought the solution might be to hold the shows on the hillside behind the store. There were only logs for seats, and a small makeshift stage. Since it was summer, the hillside was working out very nicely, as long as the weather cooperated. Janette would always begin the evening with a few of her father's Carter family songs. She would usually be accompanied by her brother, Joe, and sometimes her mother, Sarah, when she was in town. The crowds continued to grow, and it became clear that something more permanent was needed.
When we first met Janette Carter, my family had just been playing a very short time. We played together out in western Tennessee, Franklin, Tennessee, I believe it was, at a community college. They were having a folk festival, a music festival of some kind, and we played with Janette and met her there. And we hadn't been playing very long at the time. And Janette said that she was intending to start having music at her father's store, and told us the reason for it and what she intended to do, and we were absolutely excited. My father was very excited, and she asked if we would come and sing. And we were one of the first groups that she had. She'd already had people like Grandpa Jones, I believe, and she had him early on anyway, Grandpa and Ramona. And of course, she and Joe had sung there, but it was very early on, and we came, and the first time it was in the store, and it was like stepping into history. The dancing was distinctive and very good. A lot of the audience was related to Janette, and Joe and the Carter family. And it was an experience just to have the opportunity to meet them, let alone to sing for them and to sing with Janette. She came and sang some songs with us, and Joe did too, and that was very exciting.
Many years before, A.P. Carter had built a covered stage up on the side of Clinch Mountain, hoping to create a performance venue for his music. When the crowds failed to materialize, A.P. gave up on the idea. The inconvenience of getting to the location probably was a factor in its lack of success. But the idea of having a covered stage was still a good idea. It just needed to be in a more convenient location. Janette was about to get help in fulfilling her promise of keeping her father's music alive.
Nobody really took her serious when she, and of course when she started it, she was doing it two Saturdays a month or every other Saturday night. And it evolved into where the crowds were getting bigger, that she went to every Saturday night. And that was, like I say, she opened it in '74, and by 1976, we added on to the building, to the old store building, to get people in. And finally Uncle Joe said, well, Janette, I'll build you a building if you'll move. You know, bring your crowd and what you're doing, I'll build you a new building. And that's where the fold would come into play, and her and Joe kind of partnered up, and after that.
On a summer day in the mid-1970s, the first outdoor Carter Family Festival was held on the grounds beside A.P. Carter's little store. The performers played from a small, uncovered stage, and most folks brought their own chairs. An added attraction to the day's festivities was a steam locomotive that a local group had begun the project of restoring. Since the old train track ran right up Poor Valley, and the A.P. Carter store, they made a special run to Mace's Spring just for the occasion.
The two prettiest, the two most wonderful women in the world, my mother and my Aunt Maybelle.
We're going to try to do one of the old songs we recorded in the historical reunion called This is Gathering Up the Shells from the Seashore.
True to his word, Janette's brother, Joe, with the help of many volunteers from throughout the county, constructed a performance venue. The beginning of a permanent home for the Carter family music. June Carter, and her husband, Johnny Cash, also supported Janette's efforts by performing many shows to help draw crowds and raise money, something they would continue to do over the following years.
I meant to say one other thing while I was up here and failed to do it, was about I wanted to express my thanks to every one of you that's sitting out there, because you have played a small part in building this building by being right here tonight. I want to thank everyone that's donated free labor and driving nails, reaching up boards, any part of this building. I want to express my thanks to them. And I want to especially extend my heartiest thanks to the man who has swung the biggest hammer of all, the man in black, Johnny Cash, and the Tennessee Three, all the Nashville band. Thank you.
Fell into a burning ring of fire. I went down, 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 and the flames went higher. And it burns, 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 the ring of fire. the ring of fire. Love is a burning thing, and it makes a fiery ring. Bound by wild desire, I fell into a ring of fire. I fell into a burning ring of fire. I went down, 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 and the flames went higher, and it burns, 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 the ring of fire.
So Janette ran the program herself, just on a personal basis for quite some time, and it went very well. But she really needed help to, because it's a big undertaking. And so she wanted to put together a board of directors. And she asked my father if he would serve on the board of directors, and he did. And when my father passed, Rita asked if I would take Daddy's place on the board of directors, and I was honored to do it, and I will do it as long as I feel that they want me to and that I have a contribution to make. Because it's important that we all gather together to support this. Since Rita is responsible for carrying this on at this point, she needs everybody. She needs her family, she needs her friends, she needs all the people who are friends to the fold, all the people who love this music to come together and give enthusiasm, support, energy. Some people can do it in different ways. Some people can give financial support. That's important. Some people can give enthusiasm, time. There are a lot of volunteers that come and help. But it takes everybody, and to be a part of it is huge.
The annual Carter Family Memorial Festival is the highlight of the year for those who appreciate the contribution that the Carter family has meant to the history of country music. The two-day gathering features vendors, crafts, food, jam sessions on the grounds, and, of course, lots of music. Local regulars are joined by visitors from around the world to experience old-time music the way it was meant to be performed. The Carter Fold stage has hosted many legendary performers. Maybelle and Sarah Carter, two of the original Carter family band. June, Helen, and Anita Carter. Johnny Cash, Tom T. Hall, Marty Stewart, Ralph Stanley, and many other celebrities who appeared without public notice. In fact, the last public performance by Johnny Cash was on the Fold stage on July 3, 2003. The Carter family stage has become an important, living monument to the preservation of traditional country music. There's a sense of connecting with the past and all those who have performed there. One of those performers, Marty Stewart, puts Janette Carter's contribution in perspective. This is what Marty Stewart said about Janette Carter. She is our voice in the wilderness, our diamond in the rough, the child of country music's royal people. She was there in the beginning, when country music was discovered. She drank of the original cup, and she is now the foundation that sustains us, as our spirit grows thirsty, in a sea of musical conformity. In 2005, Janette Carter was named a National Heritage Fellow by the National Endowment for the Arts for her lifetime of promoting traditional country music. When Janette Carter passed away in 2006, she had truly fulfilled the promise to her father. And she had given the world a lasting legacy to the Carter family music.
There's a